I Heart Chiropractic, Episode 1.
I created the series because I love chiropractic, period. There is no other reason. I love being adjusted. I love adjusting. I love seeing light bulbs turn on in patients when I share with them the story about how their body can thrive and flourish when it's just given what it needs to do so. By far, chiropractic is the most exciting thing, bar none, because it is the gateway to tap in to the immeasurable human potential that the body possesses. And so when we see quality of lives go up, we all win, and it's exciting and exhilarating because people's dreams, goals come to life when health is where it's supposed to be.
You're listening to I Heart Chiropractic with Dr. Stephen Mills, the video and audio podcast series dedicated to serving and uplifting philosophically based, subluxation-based, drug-free chiropractic and the chiropractic lifestyle as a way of living that best supports our bodies by minimizing chemical, emotional, and physical trauma and supporting our body's innate capacity to thrive and flourish. Let's all unite around these truths, spread the word, and make this a better world for everyone. Welcome to I Heart Chiropractic.
Hello and welcome to the premiere episode of I Heart Chiropractic. I am Dr. Stephen Mills, chiropractor, your host, and the founder of the I Heart Chiropractic video blog and audio podcast series. In this episode, we're going to talk primarily about three different things. First of all, we're going to talk about the programming and content, the scope and variety of information we'd like to provide to you, and how we'd like to do that. The second thing we'd like to talk about is the background behind the creation of this series as it relates to my purpose and my intentions in bringing this information to you over this social media platform. The third thing we'd like to talk about is, for those of you who have not yet had the pleasure of meeting, a little about my own background and where I came from and what's brought me to the point where I wanted to bring this series to you in this way. So for starters, as it pertains to the content and future programming, this was a huge challenge for me because, as you might imagine, information on the science, art, philosophy, and business of chiropractic alone could cover hundreds of episodes. In addition, I wanted to touch on issues that would be most pertinent to chiropractic students and prospective students. Information and interviews from people outside of the chiropractic profession about chiropractic and its role in the larger picture of public health and the healthcare system. Also, there's information that pops up regarding rules and regulations and licensure and different sort of evening news type reporting episodes that would be of great value, as well as information on living a general healthy lifestyle and chiropractic lifestyle, which I consider to be a healthy lifestyle centered and focused around the spine and central nerve system first and foremost. So rest, exercise, nutrition, mindset, maintaining a healthy spine and nerve system, being prudent, exercising prudence and prevention in the workplace, and different things that might help not only the practicing chiropractor, but a patient or a lay individual who might be listening to an episode or two. So, and then there'd be special features that from time to time. This episode here would be an example of a special feature. So what I decided to do was to create the one full, comprehensive, linear arranged feed, I Heart Chiropractic, and that'll have episode 1, 2, 3, 4, starting with one you're listening to now, like any other audio podcast or video blog series might have. In addition to that, I decided to create 5 categories at this time and label each episode with an episode number and then in parentheses a category. And I'll explain those more in more detail in a moment here. And by doing that, it would allow me to have the one long comprehensive feed of every episode I create. And if you want to hear all those in their entirety, you could just subscribe to this feed and you'll hear every episode I ever create. And then I'd specify a category behind each episode. Then what I'll do is I'll create a separate web page for each category. So I'll create, and then I'll pull those episodes just by that topic and copy those and put those on that web page for just that topic. And then the next topic or category, I'll copy out from the mainstream any episode that pertains to that second topic and put all those on one web page. So if you're a practicing chiropractor, you can hear information specific to the practice of chiropractic as they are interdispersed throughout the main feed I create, or in a group on their own web page. If you're a student, we'll pull the episodes that just have to do with being a chiropractic student and put those on their own web page. So what I'll do now is, and on and on. So you can pick and choose as a listener to listen to the whole stream, or the episodes are only pertain to a particular topic to make the listening experience more customized for you, the listener. So what I'd like to do now, just very briefly summarize the 5 main categories that I'm starting off with. The first one is for the practicing, particularly for the practicing chiropractor, regarding the science, art, philosophy, business, and mindset of a successful chiropractor. And those will be titled under the category Purpose-Driven Chiropractic. And those will have their own, they'll be mixed throughout the main feed, but then also pull those out and put those also on their own page under purposedrivenchiropractic.com. And so you can only listen to those if you choose to, or the whole feed. The second category out of 5 is called Chiropractic Student Focus. And again, those will be mixed throughout the whole feed that I create as interviews and information become available to me on that topic. And then as those accumulate, I'll copy just those episodes and post those in order under chiropracticstudentfocus.com. The third category will be chiropractic perspectives. Those will be interviews with people from the field, like athletes, politicians, perhaps from fire or police, from the field of academics, so professors or presidents of other universities, speaking about chiropractic and the role that chiropractic plays in their life, or the role that they see chiropractic playing in their company, on their campus, those sorts of things. And I think as chiropractic becomes utilized by a greater and greater percentage of the society, those interviews in particular will be very important for people to hear who have not yet learned about chiropractic but are starting to, in order to hear from people outside of the profession their perspectives on chiropractic. The fourth category will be Chiro Update. And those episodes can be found at chiroupdate.com. And those episodes will encompass information regarding news, regulations, chiropractic as it appears in social media. And that'll also be issues that chiropractic is trying to create a voice or has a position on as it pertains to major issues within the realm of public health and healthcare in general. So something you might see on the evening news type reporting of episodes, category Chiro Update. And then we'll also have a web page, chiroupdate.com. And so you'll see those grouped there. And the fifth category is a chiropractic wellness lifestyle. And those episodes will be found mixed in throughout the main feed, but then I'll copy just those episodes and post those under chiropracticwellnesslifestyle.com. And those episodes will pertain to subjects such as rest, exercise, nutrition, and mindset, healthy spine and nervous system, as well as how to exercise prudence and prevention in the workplace with activities of daily living and recreation. And people have asked me how I perceive the difference between a chiropractic lifestyle and just a general healthy lifestyle. And I always like to point out, how many people do we know live what we'd call a very, very healthy lifestyle, but they pay no attention at all to their spine or central nerve system. And as we know as chiropractors, the nerve impulse, the action potential, is the single most important nutrient of all, or process of all. It's up there with oxygen. Without that, you have absolutely nothing. The spine is a fuse box to the entire body. So if we have somebody who lives a very, very healthy lifestyle, but they're basically causing significant cumulative damage to their spine and they're not getting adjusted, that's what I'd call the difference between a very healthy lifestyle otherwise and the chiropractic lifestyle. So that's why acknowledging all these things are so important to me. And they will each have their own .com where you can find just those episodes to help you, the listener, decide for you what will be most relevant and applicable for where you are at your point in life. What I'd like to do is transition to talk some about the background behind this series. I created this series because I love chiropractic, period. There is no other reason. I love being adjusted. I love adjusting. I love seeing light bulbs turn on in patients when I share with them the story about how their body can thrive and flourish, the immeasurable potential that their body possesses when it's just given what it needs to do so. And when we free it from interference, including emotional, physical, chemical, and trauma-related interference, especially in the spine and nerve system. So I love chiropractic. We need more people in society getting checked. We need more chiropractors to be connected with the information that will help them thrive and flourish. And frankly, there are some chiropractors who are already in communities with other chiropractors. They're plugged in, they're being fed and being motivated. And then there are chiropractors who are removed from these sources of interaction. Maybe they live in a smaller town without a large presence of chiropractic, without a community group. Or maybe they just relocated to a larger town and they've not yet plugged in. And so that's where social media can come in. Any chiropractor anywhere who has a listening device or can stream a video either at work or at home can plug into over this medium here the most powerful information from the greatest thinkers in our profession from anywhere in the world. And so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to contribute valuable information to that bank of information that's out there. Spinal Column Radio by Dr. Thomas Lamar is an incredible resource, and there's some great resources out there, and I wanted to contribute to that bank of information. You know, some people relate better to one voice than another, and so there'll be people that relate to iHeart Chiropractic that won't relate to other streams and feeds, and vice versa. So I'd also like to encourage and stimulate other chiropractors to do what I'm doing. You have a voice. You have stories that I don't have. You have information and patient testimonials and experience and certifications that I don't have. So a large reason I did this is to inspire other chiropractors to do this, and I believe as the more we all contribute to projects like this, the greater the collective consciousness of chiropractic will raise across all sectors of society, and the more we will all benefit. So I'm extremely excited about chiropractic. Aside from my personal relationships in my own life, chiropractic is the most exciting thing I've ever done, and I've done some very exciting things. I've participated in tons of sports and athletics and mountain biking. I've traveled many countries and a whole variety of things, and by far, chiropractic is the most exciting thing, bar none, because it is the gateway to tap in to the immeasurable human potential that the body possesses. And so when we see quality of lives go up, we all win, and it's exciting and exhilarating because people's dreams, goals come to life when health is where it's supposed to be. As we all know, our life experience is only as good as our level of health is. And so that's why chiropractic is so exciting to me, because we get to change lives every day. And so my hope is that by creating this information and bringing information from some of the greatest minds in chiropractic to every chiropractor out there with a listening device or computer screen, that collectively all people will grow, chiropractic will grow, and we'll all benefit as a result. So that's really why I put this together. I really, really hope you will stay in touch with me along these lines. Please provide constructive criticism, any recommendations, thoughts that you might have. I don't know everything. I'm only doing this because I have the energy and the desire, and I've put together the resources to do it. I'm not doing this because I know everything. I just want to gather the resources and information from people who do to create a great collective bank of information available on the web for you, the listener, to plug into, to feed off of, and to allow it to really, really affect your life. So that said, please reach out to me at any time. I can be reached at Dr. Mills at iHeartChiropractic.com. That's DRMILLS at iHeartChiropractic.com, or you can find other contact methods at iHeartChiropractic.com on the web. And there are show notes available for this episode at www.iHeartChiropractic.com. Click on podcasts and then go to episode 1. And you'll see all the things I discussed in text and links on that page. So before we go, the final thing I'd like to discuss is a little about my own background. I was born and raised in California. I was adjusted for the first time at 15. I'm the first chiropractor in my family. By 18, I started prerequisites in 1990, and I entered Life Chiropractic College West. In 1994. And it was a great time to be in school at Life West. We celebrated the centennial 100 years of chiropractic in 1995 while I was a student. I also got very involved in the Gonstead Club on campus, functioning as a member, officer, vice president, and then finally, before I graduated for a quarter or two, I was president of the Life West Gonstead Club. I also got very involved with student government. I was a class representative for a period of time, and then one of two clinic representatives. Help serve as a communication means between the interns in the clinic and the faculty. So I had some great experiences at Life West. Also got involved with the Motion Palpation Club and some of the other clubs. Dean Harrison of CBP was running around campus, shaking things up. I had the pleasure of watching his father speak a few times between 94 and 97. So it's a great place to be. So I graduated June of 97. And chiropractic college is a big deal. It's going to largely shape and impress chiropractic on you, and I really suggest, if you're considering becoming a chiropractor, or if you're going to be in a situation where you're going to need to transfer, I would highly recommend that you consider Life West. It's a great school, powerful, strong philosophical foundation within the curriculum. Also strong technique and academic foundations to help you knock out the boards wherever you're going to practice. So I'd really look at Life West. So I started practicing chiropractic in the East San Francisco Bay Area, acquired a QME, Qualified Medical Evaluator, in 2001, maintained that through 2006, which is a certification to practice chiropractic within the context of the California State Workers' Compensation System. And that was absolutely decimated between 2004 and 2006. The story in and of itself that you have to hear. I actually functioned in the Alameda County, California Chiropractic Association in the year 2004-2005 as a secretary and treasurer of that district. And this is a big district. This includes Berkeley, Oakland, Fremont, Danville, Livermore, Pleasanton, San Leandro, San Lorenzo, Castro Valley. It's a big East San Francisco Bay Area district. Tons of chiropractors, very active. And then the 2005-2006 year, I was vice president of the Alameda County California Chiropractic Association. And then finally, I was a presidential nominee prior to moving to San Diego in 2006. So San Diego, on August of 2006, I moved to San Diego. This is an incredible place to practice chiropractic. There's a strong chiropractic presence in San Diego County. You have to come down this way and check it out. Got Dr. Matt Hubbard, who was recently the state president of the California Chiropractic Association. Dr. Matt Hubbard's down here. He's also launched CORE, Chiropractors on the Road to Excellence, which is a community group with tons of momentum. We bring in national speakers every second Monday of every month. So if you've not yet been to San Diego, you have to stop by. You have to visit a CORE meetup. And if you're looking for a place to practice, or you're just recently getting ready, or you're recently graduated, or you're getting ready to graduate, you have to consider San Diego. There are some great cities across the country to practice, and San Diego is one of them. There's a strong chiropractic presence here, lots of brothers and sisters in the trenches practicing chiropractic, banding together. There's a lot of momentum and support in San Diego County for chiropractors. So it's a great place to be. I encourage you to stop by and visit. So that's a little about my own background, and any of you who have any more questions, please again reach out. I provided the information earlier. Once again, it's Dr. Mills at iHeartChiropractic.com. You can email me at drmills@iHeartChiropractic.com. I would love to hear any thoughts from you. You're going to have to stick around and check in for episode 2. It's going to be a really exciting episode. I'm going to be sharing a message myself about my feelings on chiropractic and its position within the healthcare and that sort of a thing. There are going to be many episodes regarding information and content from people other than myself. We're going to have interviews and reports on various things, issues and such. And so I wanted to, early on in the series, share a few things from my heart about chiropractic from my own personal perspective. And again, if anything, to allow those of you I've not yet had the pleasure of meeting to learn more about me and my feelings and positions on chiropractic as a chiropractor. So that's going to be coming up in episode 2. So make sure you stick around. Then we'll have some announcements at the end of that episode regarding the future episodes to come. We already have some great things lined up for episodes 3 and 4. And then we'll be sharing more with you at the end of those episodes about what we'll expect after those. So again, please reach out to me. I will look forward to seeing you again in episode 2. And don't forget to visit the show notes. Those can be found for this episode at iHeartChiropractic.com. Click on podcasts and look up episode 1. There'll be all kinds of rich information regarding the links and categories and topics we covered. in this episode in those show notes so that you can easily refer to those at your convenience. So thanks again for being here. I had a great time connecting with you and sharing with you some of the great things that are to come. And I really look forward to your future downloads and having more communication with each of you in the future. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again. Until I see you next time, adjust, and we'll see you then.
All information contained in this video blog, audio podcast episode, and on the iHeart Chiropractic website is intended to provide a fun and interactive learning experience. It is not intended to serve as advice with regard to any specific health condition that you may have, but is intended for general health and wellness educational purposes only. This is not a substitute for seeking appropriate care by a doctor of chiropractic or qualified healthcare professional of your choice with respect to a specific condition that you may have. As a recipient of the information from this podcast episode or the iHeart Chiropractic website, you are not establishing a doctor-patient relationship with any chiropractor or physician. There is no replacement for individualized care and advice from your personal chiropractor or qualified healthcare professional of your choice.